Hello and welcome back to some more PandaINC and of course Software Inc. Now there are a few things I want to get done today, but you might notice we are in build mode. And that is because even though we have an absolute buttload of solar panels on our roof here, we're still paying around $130,000 a month in electricity. And I don't particularly want to be paying that bill. Instead, I would like the city to be paying me to give them excess electricity. So starting off today, we are going to start work on our wind farm, which means we're going to unlock a new plot. And I'm thinking we're just going to straight up unlock this park area here across from the subway station. This may encourage people to use the subway station and walk, although it is a little bit of a distance to the front door. I'm a little bit surprised they're not already using it because we do technically have the area next to it unlocked already, but you know, nothing. But we should be able to get a few in here, I believe. And yeah, looks like these are going to be pretty straightforward to place down. We're just going to try and get them as close as we can to each other. And I think I want them all rotated in the same direction. We'll go for the, you know, staggered sort of style. Something like this should be okay. We actually go to the top-down view and rotate it. We can probably see this just a little bit better. But we'll get these in. I keep forgetting to press shift. Hold down shift. Something like this. And look, I don't know if this is going to be enough. We can always buy more later on if we need to. We can cover this entire map if we wanted to. And it looks like that's going to be about as many as we can have. Now, these all say that they can have potential savings of $0 to $19,000 a month. So we've just placed down 3, 6, 8 of these. If my maths is correct, 8 times 20 is a big number. I want to say that's like 160,000 in savings. So hopefully this starts actually filling up our big battery banks that we have here, and we can keep an eye on that. But the other thing I'm guessing that we need to do is actually put down or make sure that this is included with our maintenance stuff, although I'm not sure because this technically isn't a room. So we'll just leave it how it is for now and see if that works. The only other thing I really wanted to do right at the start of this episode is go into a pretty big time lapse as we finally finish developing Panda OS and Zendesk, get those up and running and make sure they are good. So we're going to jump straight into a time lapse here. But while we are playing this time lapse, it's a little bit different. We are going to talk about today's sponsor, which is me. We have launched Chubby Panda merch. There will be a link in the description of the video as well as a store page link on the channel. If you're interested, please do go check that out and consider supporting the channel in that way. We're also going to have discount codes for members. So if you are considering becoming a member and you want to buy some merch, now is the perfect time. I will let you know about that in the community post once that is live. But yeah, that is what we are doing today. Oh, we have exciting news. It's finally happened. I don't know if this is because of reputation, because of our business share, because we just released Cub 3D7 on our digital distribution platform. We have 22 companies requesting access to our digital distribution platform, which is absolutely fantastic. It's finally happened. We now have 25% of the market share. We can begin to bump these up a little bit. We're just going to go 1% per day until we can no longer do that, and it actually tells us cancellations are likely. We should also make sure that this is updated to the latest software, and it looks like it already is, so we don't have to worry about that. Cancel that. That should be fine. But yes, we finally have some people on our digital distribution platform. Yet another way we're going to make a little bit of passive income with this company. So that is absolutely fantastic. The other thing that I do want to do before we continue too much further is I want to add some more bike racks because people are still complaining that the buses are filling up. And the lovely people in the comments have told me that that might be because we don't have enough bike racks. So we'll jump back into build mode for a second here, go into construct and into roads. And we're actually going to remove both of these and just replace them with bike racks. And hopefully that helps us fix the problem, because if we go up to the top, like, oh, our car park is actually full now. So who knows, that might help, but obviously you can fit more bikes in. Yeah, look at that. This bike rack is already full. I'm considering adding even more. We might even have to buy this, add some more parking over there and just see how that goes. Let's just do that. because we clearly don't have enough parking. So we're going to buy this for 552,000 and basically put in, what am I using? Horizontal or vertical parking? I can never remember. It looks like these ones. So let's just add a bunch of these in. And then also add in some bike racks. And if we want to, we can expand this up even further as well to get even more parking in. But for now, let's just see how that goes. I hope people still park over here. I'm not 100% sure that they will, because this is now quite a walk, but if they walk across here, they can get into this building relatively quickly. So we'll keep an eye on it and see how that does. But for now, we'll jump back into the time lapse. An employee is having trouble finding a place to sit. That's the post-marketing team, and I don't understand why that might be the case. Let's turn on our labels, figure out where they are. So they're in here. They should be fine. Like, there's plenty of seats. Post-marketing 2 team should just be coming in. They've got no overlap, so we should be fine. And yeah, it looks like they were just being a little bit silly for a little bit. That might have just been a bug. I mean, this save is getting quite old at this point, so that could be the reason. But it looks like our car park is doing well. We have enough car parks and we haven't got that notification since, so we'll keep an eye on it if that comes up again. The other thing we should probably check is see how our batteries are doing. We have a look in here. This currently has 0 charge. Where do we start charging from? We don't need to wire these or anything, do we? Surely not. Surely not. Producing 48 kilowatts. They doesn't look like they're being repaired though, which is interesting. Maybe we charge from the other side? I can't see because it's so dark in here. Nope, these have no charge either. Surely some of these have to have some charge, right? I guess not. I guess not. I guess we're not charging those for some reason. Maybe we're still just using it all, but I'm not sure. We'll have a look at, we can probably see in here, we were paying about $130,000 a month before on our electricity. It's down to $78,000, so it looks like we need more solar panel, more wind turbines if we want this to be profitable in the long run. But that's fine. We could probably buy this car park back here and just completely demolish it and put wind turbines there as well. Even in, like over here, just have this whole area set up as a giant wind farm. That could be fine as well. And you know what? We might even do that. Let's start with this one. If we just go into our plot tool and we go back to the ground floor. Let's buy this for $1.34 million. That's a lot. And say remove all of this, please. And can we do the same here? Just to remove those trees? No, cannot, but that's fine. And then we should be able to just copy this layout. I believe these are about the same width. And where will it let me place? I want to say about there. Should be fine. And we can just copy one more to the back. And hopefully that will start producing us even more power. We do need to make sure though that these are getting repaired. And I'm not sure they are. We also had a notification that a room was dirty. We'll keep an eye on that too. We might need to hire some more cleaners at some point as well. But for now, we'll jump back into the time lapse. Hello. We've been nominated for an award in 4 out of 4 categories. I absolutely want to see the results of this. Best employer, we should absolutely win. Yes, we do. Best product, fingers crossed. We win that as well with PandaGuard 20. Best designer, I don't like our chances. Yeah, 3rd place there with Chubby Panda. And most profitable product is us with Panda Palette 12. Let's quickly pause the game and see how Panda Palette 12 is actually doing. That is surprising to me. It has made $39 million, making 1.4 in the last month. Let's look at the details here. In its top month, it did 3.4 million. If we have a look, we're also making a little bit in licensing. This is good. This is good. Our company is definitely in the green at this point. We can do basically whatever we want to do. So that is fantastic. We'll probably be wrapping this up very, very shortly. I do want to do at least one game before we wrap up. If there's anything else you guys want to see me do, before we completely wrap up this series, please do let me know down in the comments below. We also have 2 new businesses. This one is worth way too much money, but we can potentially snag some of these deals. This guy is doing audio tools, 2D editor, and 3D editor. Go ahead and buy 5% of their company for $320,000. Can't hurt, and we'll keep this running. We have a little bit of a problem here. For some reason, we are not printing Hyperbox 4, which is interesting. I have been also forgetting to update the pricing of our distribution platform, but we need to work this out first. We have this set up on the console operating system. Currently says that it has 0 tasks. It should be just working, but for some reason, it doesn't seem to be printing at all. Our goal is 560,000 copies. It just doesn't seem like we're printing any, which is very, very interesting. That should be just working, and we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. If we assign this to console, there we go, that worked. I don't know why, I've never had to do that before, so keep an eye on that if you are playing with manufacturing deals turned on. You actually might need to assign them. I've never had to do that, but keep that in mind going forward. We also just released Panda Palette 13. It looks fantastic, and someone has retired from our audio team, but they should be replaced automatically, so not a problem there. Keep it running. All right, Tanya has, I think this is actually the first person to ever make a demand from our team, but Tanya is demanding either a fixed rate or to be fired. She is on our 2D1 team. If we have a look at her details, she is inspiring, so she is one of the lead designers, so we should definitely keep her around. That is going to be important. I also don't know why she isn't doing design. Oh, that's secondary. Never mind, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Yeah, we definitely want to keep her around. We don't want to fire her, so I guess we are just going to give her a fixed rate, which means she's going to be paid at a fixed monthly rate regardless of how much she works. That should be fine. We're not going to worry too much about a fixed rate demand. That is one of the easiest ones to deal with, especially when we're making as much money as we are. We did just lose money for a couple of months there, but that's just because we were doing some manufacturing print jobs, and that will equal out in the long run. It also looks like our batteries have finally started to charge, which is fantastic. We are no longer paying any bills in electricity. As soon as they all fill up, we should start selling that back to the grid and making a little bit of extra cash. But in the meantime, we have some burglars looking to loot our premises. And it looks like they might have got sent away by security, but let's have a look, see if they actually got anything. They might have. Let's find out. Did they get their grubby little hands on anything? No, they went home empty-handed, so it looks like our security actually did their job for once, which is absolutely fantastic. We love to see it. But yeah, we're going to jump back straight into it. Again, they're having trouble finding a place to sit. I don't quite understand why our post-marketing team would be having that problem. They have so many places to sit. Maybe it's because they can't find a meeting room big enough? But I'm not sure. There's definitely enough chairs in here, and that notification goes away almost immediately, so I think, yeah, we're just going to ignore that for the moment. If any of you guys have an idea as to why that might be happening, do let me know in the comments as well. Alright, Zen OS 4 has just come out with outstanding and inspiring quality. In that little time lapse there, I did also make sure to go ahead and cancel any of the marketing efforts for old operating systems and programs that we have released. So that should be fine. If we go into Zen OS, I just want to make sure that we actually end the marketing for Zen OS 3 as soon as Zen OS 4 comes out, so our marketing department can focus on that a little bit more, because I've noticed them struggling just a little bit to keep all of our products up at, you know, unmissable, whatever it's called, unavoidable marketing. You can see both of these are at sparse, which is not what we want to see. I think we will indeed have to increase our marketing efforts once again, almost doubling it, and then maybe splitting these jobs up over both of those teams. So I think that's what we want to do next. The other thing that did happen is Dana had her creativity narrowed down to 73%, which is so close, yet so far away. So that is OS 1, which is Zen OS. So if we come in here, we need to pick ourselves a new lead designer. We've gotten so close with both of these. Isabel and Dana both had ordinary at 73%, just 2 more percent. And they would have got there, but unfortunately that was not the case. So it is time for Cruz or Cruz, I don't know how to say his name, to have a stab at it. We'll see how he does. Hopefully it is above that 75% mark. So that should be fine. Yeah, I think the time has come to come up here and throw in some more marketing people. We're just going to use one of these spaces, and then this other final space here will be used for our game development team. This one here will eventually be expanded for our console team. I believe we're going to need more people for this in the long run, but that is going to be in a little bit. For now, this is going to be our second post-marketing team. I think the pre-marketing team is handling the effort just fine. If we need to, we can add another pre-marketing team as well, and I think I might do that, just to make sure everything is marketed as efficiently and effectively as humanly possible. So I'm going to set up these teams in a little bit of a time lapse again, because you've seen this so many times now, and we'll get that done. Okay, that should be pretty good. We have 3 more post-marketing teams. We have 1 more pre-marketing team. Now we just need to go through and make sure they're assigned to all of the tasks. So I'm thinking we'll do the first 4 with the original teams that already exist right now, but we will still have to add our pre-marketing team, our extra pre-marketing team, to that list. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Shouldn't take more than a second here. And that is just for the first 4. And then for the rest of them, minimize these so I don't lose track. For the rest of the 3, which is all of our OSs, we're actually going to switch these out. So they're still going to have the pre-marketing teams for that, but instead of the post-marketing teams, 1, 2, and 3, we're going to have them on 4, 5, and 6 instead, which will hopefully let them split up the work just that little bit better and, you know, get everything done the way we want it to be done, rather than having some sparse marketing on some of our products, which is definitely not what we want to see happening. So we'll make sure that we get these all nice and sorted. Pre-marketing 3 and post-marketing 4, 5, and 6. That should be good to go. The other thing that I do need to make sure that I check is, yeah, I have these first 3 teams only doing 1 job at a time, and I want to do the same for 4, 5, and 6. I think pre-marketing is also limited to 1 job at a time, so we'll make sure that is also selected. One thing that we could do is in the HR management for all of these jobs, we could actually say that we want to have, what is it called? There's one of them here, super focus. Where is it? We could say we want super focus. And I think I'm going to select that. I just want to see how long it takes to actually hire these teams with that enabled. But because these teams are only doing 1 job at a time, that will make them so much more efficient in the long run if they're only working on 1 thing at a time and they have that super focus trait. So we'll let this run. It looks like we might be able to fill it up. It will take a little bit of time. So our marketing efforts in the next couple of months might be a little bit slow, but once we get to a new day, we'll see how many new people we can hire with that skill and see how that turns out. So we'll jump back into a little bit of a time lapse here, and I'll come back once this is updated for the next day. All right, we also have a notification that a room was dirty. Looks like it got immediately cleaned, so I think we're fine for the moment with our cleaners. 3D 8 just released with outstanding and inspiring quality, which is absolutely what we want to see. Someone's having an issue concentrating due to noise, but that's fine. We've just learnt to ignore that notification for the most part, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's really not much we can do about it unless we want to redesign like the entire office. And I'm not up for that after, you know, the 12 hours it took to build this beautiful office that we have right now. But let's jump back into our teams and see how many more people that hired. Looks like we're hiring about 5 a day or 5 a month. So this is going to take a little bit of time to fill up, but I think that's fine. I think that's okay. In the long run, it's going to make it so much more effective that I think it is definitely worth doing. All right, it looks like Chubby Chord 7 has come out with outstanding and inspiring quality. Absolutely good. Did I say Chubby Chords? I think I did. I might have misspoke there, but that's fine. You guys know what I meant. Chubby Chord 7 has come out. Tanya Cohen, who I believe was the person that we just gave the fixed role, decided to retire. So they were our lead designer on the 2D team. They will get replaced automatically, but that is going to mean that we need someone else to be our lead designer because it is defaulting to this person, which is fine. They are definitely the most likely to get inspiring quality, but we'll have to keep an eye on the 2D team now to make sure that we have someone inspiring running that team. It's also interesting to note, if we go back into that, we only have 5 choices. 5 choices? Yeah, 5 choices for lead designer there. I imagine we'll hire a 6th in a second. But yeah, a very small team there. If we have a look at our 2D team, looks like, yeah, we only have 10 people. And I guess it is not requiring that many designers overall to get that done. So keep an eye on that as well. But keep running. Our marketing teams are almost at capacity now. We have 16, 7, 2, and 1. So these are slowly filling up. It is taking a little bit longer because we are getting that super focus trait. But that will eventually fill up and we should have an absolutely fantastic marketing team moving forward. So I'm excited about that. The other thing that we have, let me see, which room is it? It's the hallway. Okay, we might actually need to assign someone specific to that hallway, but it looks like they're getting to it and we don't have anyone like clients or anything walking through there. It's just staff. So I think it's fine just leaving it for the moment. We'll keep an eye on that. The other thing we've been doing in our time lapse is slowly but surely increasing our revenue cut for ZenPlay. We currently have 27% of the market with a 17% cut. That is netting us a decent bit of profit. If we go into distribution, you can see we are making about $3.3 million a month just with digital distribution. So that is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to jump back into the time lapse here. Basically until PandaOS and Zendesk have released. We've been nominated again in 3 of 4 categories. Best employer should be easy win. Best product, we get 3rd place, which is unfortunate. Panda Palette 13 coming in 3rd there. And most profitable product, ZenOS 4 maybe? No, PandaGuard 20 coming in 1st there. I actually haven't been putting these down either, so we should definitely come in and do that real quick. Let's come back down here, sell anything that isn't gold because you know how we do. And we can actually start, now that we have some most profitable products, we can start placing these in as well. Because I haven't got these in yet. These slow dirt accumulation in the rooms, which is always going to be absolutely fantastic. And we can throw down a best award in here as well. I have decided to move them out of the lobby because our security sucks a little bit. But that is going to be just fine. Let's see who needs the next business award. It looks like it's going to be up here. And then we still need 1 more, I believe. And then all of our rooms will have the best employer trophy. Now the thing is, these do degrade over time. So the ones down on the bottom floor are probably really not doing very much. If we have a look at this, effectiveness is only 25%. And if we go down 1 further, effectiveness here is still 25%. So maybe they bottom out at 25%. That's not too bad. 25% boost is still better than nothing. But yeah, let's keep it going. All right, looks like our support team is starting to struggle just a little bit. That is actually not too bad of a problem to have. Our support team, we only have 1 support team right now, so we can definitely go ahead and add a 2nd support team. The other thing we can do, which I think I will do instead for right now, is make sure we come in here and say only support things that are current. So this one is good. It looks like we've fixed the bugs in all previous versions of PandaGuard, but we are still supporting 15, 14, and 15, which, I mean, we're up to 20 and 21, so I think that is absolutely unnecessary. We're going to cancel support for those. as well as the marketing for 20. And that should keep us in line. And we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing here. We're still supporting 8, 9, 10, 11, and 13. 13 is fine because we are still marketing it and absolutely still running that. But support for 8, 9, 10, and 11 can absolutely be done and dusted. We don't need that anymore. We really aren't making sales on those anymore. So I'm more than happy to cancel some support tasks there. And like Cub 3D2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 don't need support anymore. I don't know why we're supporting these still. Realistically, we should have fixed all the bugs on these, but I guess that's not the case. And we can go ahead and cancel those as well. And yeah, we're just going to keep going through all of these until we are done. All right, that should help us out, help our support team out. They shouldn't have to keep up with as many tickets coming in for things that are basically obsolete at this point. So keep that in mind as well if you are running, project management, that you may need to go in every now and then and clean up some of the things that you no longer need to be done. We're actually going to come into our support team as well and say any new hires you make on this team, I also want them to have super focus, if I can find it, that one there. That is because they are also only doing one task at a time, so if we can have them have the super focus trait, they will also work that much quicker. I'm actually making a conscious decision to lower our revenue cut here for Zenplay. I'm lowering it down to match our closest competitor. So our closest competitor at this point is Superpoint Shop. They are offering a 12% cut. We want people to come to us, so I'm actually going to lower this down to 11%. Just to try and dominate this market just that little bit more. We've also been periodically updating this over time. It probably is getting close to the point where we want to develop a new one, but we can leave that for a little bit. We also have new furniture, which is just a laptop that we do not care about. So everything looks like it's going particularly well. I mean, we only just hit 100 million in like the last episode, and we're already up to 274 million. So our profits are definitely going up. And I imagine that's only going to increase as we get both of these new operating systems out the door. PandaGuard 22 has come out and it is unavoidable, which is absolutely what we want to see. Also outstanding and inspiring. We just want to make sure we go into PandaGuard and make sure we are not doing too much work here. It looks like this is fine. I don't mind marketing too, especially now that we've doubled the size of our marketing team. And I think that will be good. In the long run, it'll help us with turnover sales as the new one becomes popular, and we'll continue to market the old one as it's still selling. But at some point that should just end and we'll be fine with that. Someone has died. Kirby Gonzalez has died on the OSC2 team. Only 3 years with the company, but she will be missed. RIP. It's unfortunate that we can't see, how she died. That would be interesting, but yeah, one of our people has died at the age of, how old was she? It's not going to tell us. Okay, fair enough. They will be replaced. Rest in peace, Kirby. The supported operating systems for Panda Palette 10 no longer have any users to sell to. That is interesting. If we have a look at this, it has been doing well the whole time with like $300,000 in sales almost consistently throughout the whole thing. That is pretty impressive. I believe we're up to something far higher than that now though. We go into Panda Palette. Yeah, we're currently developing 14. So we're not worried about porting this to anything, although it is doing quite well in sales. So it will be missed. Hopefully the people that were using this just move on to a newer version of the program. That's just how it has to go sometimes. So yeah, we can pretty safely ignore that. It's an old product. Kind of interesting that we have absolutely no one left to sell it to though. Completely saturated the market with that product. Panda Palette 14 just released. Outstanding, inspiring, widespread, great to see. We'll make sure that we're not doing too much here and that should be fine. That's all good to go. Continue the time lapse. Nominated again for 3 categories. Best employer as always. Best product, always a toss-up, but we do take it out with PandaGuard 22. And most profitable product goes to us once again with Panda Palette 13. Panda Palette actually doing absolutely fantastically. Jump back into build mode for a second here, get those placed down. I know that this one needs to come up to the top floor. That is every single room with a best employer award. We'll jump back down to the round floor here, and we can throw down a best product in this room. Jump up one floor to put down most profitable product. So that will be fantastic. Lots of awards throughout our office. Of course, we did lose some due to our lack of good security, but that is going to be absolutely fine. I'm going to jump into a quick little time lapse once again as PandaINC and Zendesk are almost ready to release, which is absolutely fantastic news. All right, Anita Porter has retired, the head of the 2D2 team. We will have to replace her as soon as possible. She wasn't really that great of a designer or programmer, but she was a good leader. So we will get a replacement for her as soon as we possibly can. Go into hire employees. This will be a lead and lead designer. Salary high for the 2D2 team. And we want her to definitely have... Actually, she doesn't need automation because she is the 2D2 team. We can put the automation on the 2D1 team instead, and we don't have to worry about that, but I'm going to put it there anyway, just in case that I forget that I've done it, and then do the exact same thing for the 2D1 team when their leader retires. That will be more than fine. So we'll have automation, HR, actually, yeah, we need both of those, like, immediately. Multitasking is always good, but I think I prefer socialization. Just gives that little bit of a boost to the team. And we will, of course, filter by trait, and we don't want cup holder or forgetful. And we'll go ahead and look for a new leader here. Looks like they're all pretty much the same, but I think we will go for Jeffrey. He is one of the youngest. He is also modest, and that should be absolutely fine. We'll hire them and go into our managed teams. We need to look for 2D2, manage roles, and make sure that they are set to be a leader and secondary on program and design. Well, they can actually be a lead on design as well. They're not too bad at it, and that should be absolutely more than okay. Nice little replacement for Anita there. She will also be missed, of course. All right, PandaINC has just released. Sammy has been narrowed down to 53 to 87. He was the lead designer at the very start, but not at the end. And Vaughn, who was the lead designer for the majority of it, has been narrowed down to 72 to 77%. So there is a somewhat reasonable chance that they have inspiring creativity, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's see how PandaINC did. It is outstanding quality, of course, only ordinary because we didn't have that inspiring lead designer. But that is more than okay. Marketing is sparse, which is a little bit concerning. I really thought it would be better than that, but I guess we don't have any fans following this just yet, so that is fine. We'll close Cub 3D8 for now, and we'll keep an eye on PandaINC, see how it does in the long run. Alright, Zendesk has officially been released. And it looks like Houston has actually got inspiring creativity, so that is absolutely fantastic to see. Ward has retired, but he will be replaced automatically, no worries there. And people are going home because they don't like our waiting room, but that is fine. Let's see how Zendesk did. Outstanding, inspiring, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely what we want to see. Of course, these aren't going to do particularly well just yet because we don't have any followings for console or PC operating systems. Not to worry, they will improve over time. But with that released, I believe after we let this run for just one more day and accept some hosting deals, we're going to call the episode there. PandaINC did pretty well on its first day, 2 million in sales. Everyone's retiring, oh my goodness. From the audio team, that's fine, we can ignore that. And let's see how we did. 3.3 million from Zendesk, 2 million from PandaINC, and ZenOS 4 is doing okay. For some reason, it only made $619 in December, but for the most part, it's doing all right. Oh no, sorry. I must have been hovering over like this little tiny sliver at the top. It is actually doing about $1 million a day. At its peak, 18 million. So we are looking pretty good. I'm going to end the episode there. Please do remember, if you like the series, do hit that like button, leave a comment for the sake of engagement, and don't forget to subscribe. And Of course, if you're interested in merch, we are officially launching the merch store. Just go to the channel and hit the store tab or check the link in the description. We will have discount codes for members, so keep an eye on the community tab for that. But until next time, happy building, happy developing. Bye, guys.